What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Austin Nerd Show. Today we're looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Gold Label Walmart exclusive. So first off, we have Shazam. So the DC Rebirth version of Shazam looks pretty cool there. You know, has a lot of that classic design into him. And for Batman Knightfall, we have the Azreal in Batman armor. So that's cool. We've had Azreal in Batman armor from like the DC Rebirth or whatever, but this is from the Knightfall storyline when he first gets the armor, and so looks pretty cool there. I just love that. And then in the back, we've got Parallax. So when Hal Jordan becomes Parallax, so an evil version of him, looks cool there with all that armor and stuff. It just looks really awesome. And then we have our Dark Flash, which goes with the Speed Metal figures we just did not too long ago. So these are mentioned in the story and stuff, and I talked about them. So cool. It's just a dark, like zombified version of Flash that looks really cool. So like I said, that's awesome to go with our Speed Metal stuff. So very cool set of figures here all together. So we just have 4 Walmart exclusive gold labels. So I'm excited to check these out. So let me get them out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with Shazam, real name Billy Batson, which was a teenage boy that was chosen by the wizard Shazam to continue the fight against evil by giving him the power of the gods Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury just by saying the name Shazam. And when Billy says this, he gets struck by a bolt of lightning and transforms into Captain Marvel, as we have here, or as he's now known as Shazam because they can't use Captain Marvel. But overall, he looks cool here. I really like this design. Again, this is the gold label version, so it has a little bit of a different look to him, but it's supposed to be the DC Rebirth version. But overall, I think he looks pretty cool. The only thing I don't like about him is his face, because it just looks a little bit weird, but it does just look like a normal like human male face with the black hair all slicked back. So not much different from what we see in the Shazam movie, but it looks pretty good and decent overall. And then we have his outfit, which I really like, and I'll show you the comparison. It is pretty much just Black Adam's outfit that we've already had, same texture and design running all through the body, but it's all red this time. So nice red and gold outfit that looks pretty cool. Has the nice gold belt, gold gauntlets, even like the triangle design on there, and gold shoes down on his feet. And then he's got the white lightning bolt on his chest and the white cape hanging off the back. So it has like the little hood piece design, and then the cape with the shorter cape piece up top and the longer cape piece, and has a nice line run through there. And overall, it looks pretty cool. This is always how I picture Shazam, so can't really do much better besides a different head. But overall, he looks really good, and I like this design a lot. But we can do the movement, so his head can twist all the way around, and as you see, his whole neck is twisting, so a lot of movements in there. I can't really get his head to twist all by itself. You have to hold the neck piece still to get it to twist, but it still does the movements. And of course, rocking is just barely anything in there, so not much to it. The shoulders can come up to 90 and have that butterfly joint thing in there and rotate around. We get a bicep twist that's kind of stiff but twist in there. The double elbow joint that can bend all the way up on itself. Wrist can twist all the way around and flex on the ball joint, so flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch, so we have the ab crunch up there. It's the upper one, so crunch back and forth. Again, with the cape, it's hard to get crunches, but I can twist around and then have the crunch at the waist as well. So there you can crunch back and forth a little and twist around at the waist. The hips can come up to 90 out to the side, not far from doing the splits. No thigh twist, but a double knee joint that can bend up that far. He gets kicking his own butt. And then we get the foot that flexes back and forth, and it has this big boot piece that comes down over the top, so you barely get any movement, just a little rocking back and forth and some twisting side to side with the toe joint on the end. So it's the pretty typical McFarlane, so not much to it, just some issues like, you know, with the feet and stuff, not being able to move, but everything else is relatively the same. Now, because of the cape, I do have some issues standing him. Like right now, he's standing, nothing major, but a little bit of rocking and he'd fall back, so we get the base, we'll pop him on. So that stables him up there. And then for accessories, he comes with some additional hands, so he's got some hands to open like flying or using some of his powers. And speaking of his powers, as I mentioned, he gets the powers from all the gods, so he gets the wisdom of Solomon, strength of Hercules, stamina of Atlas, powers of Zeus, courage of Achilles, and speed of Mercury. And from the powers of Zeus, he's able to generate and manipulate electricity, so we also get some electricity. So we've had effects just like this before with the Black Adam, so we have this again. Like I said, you can switch his hands out to have it open. It'd be hard probably to get his hands up in here with this, but we'll just try and put him on his fist for now. So there is the lightning in Shazam's hands. Now I wish it was more of like a yellow color. I feel that'd be a little bit better for Shazam, but I think they just reused the same pieces, or I can't remember exactly what they used for Black Adam. But cool lightning effects. I really like these effects more than some other effects we get. And slip on the hands pretty easy. Like I said, I would like to have the open fingers version, but I don't know how well the lightning would slip on with those, but that still looks pretty cool. And as I mentioned, he's pretty much got the same body as Black Adam, so we have this version of Black Adam, and you'll see body wise they are exactly the same. They just switched up the lightning bolt design and then added the cape onto it, and of course the faces and stuff. But I believe this was from the Endless Winter Wave, but you can see it's got the same bell and like gauntlet pieces up on his hand hands and boot design. Just obviously they have the boots painted in there with the black compared to the all gold. So these two are nice counterparts. They don't fit necessarily since it's from Endless Winter and this is just the DC Rebirth, but they fit nice having the same outfit design, so they're nice good counterparts. And then we have his card, so there's a nice picture of him that looks like an Alex Ross version. So that's an awesome picture. Again, it says from DC Rebirth. So around on the back says Billy Batson. It says Billy Batson's parents died when he was still a baby. The orphan child believed he had no one to rely on and had to fend for himself, but one day he was guided to the Rock of Eternity where the ancient wizard Shazam waited. The world needed heroes and the boy became the wizard's new champion, able to transform himself into an adult superhero by calling down a magical bolt of lightning. Now whenever evil must be stopped or people are in need of help, Earth can rely on the powers of Shazam. So there's more backstory on there. And overall, like I said, a nice figure. Looks exactly pretty much how I would always picture Shazam. But the only thing I would like different is, like I said, maybe yellow lightning bolt colors instead of the blue, but still not a bad figure. And next up, we've got Azreal in the Batman armor. His real name is Jean-Paul Valley, and he was a genetically augmented assassin for the Order of Saint Dumas that ended up becoming an apprentice of Batman and took up the moniker of Batman when Bruce Wayne was defeated by Bane. But eventually, Azreal would believe he was better than Batman, and he decided to permanently deal with Gotham's criminals. That would cause Batman to turn against him and eventually beat him and defeat him to become Batman once again. But overall, this looks cool. So it's supposed to be Azreal, you know, with this additional enhanced armor that gives him additional support, and it's Batman design since he's supposed to be the new Batman. So he's got the nice blue cowl, and again, this is from Knightfall, so back from like the 90s or whatever. So it's got the nice like 90s aesthetic to it of the blue and gold and everything, but it's got the all blue head with the nice red eyes in there that I really love that look. It stands out a lot. But then he's got the big cape piece, so the big cape with the blue cape there hanging down in the back, so that looks awesome as well. Like I said, the additional enhanced armor, so it's got the gold and the gray, so it looks pretty cool. Nice gold there up on his chest, gray down the arms and down the legs, gold pockets on the thigh and waist. He's got these gauntlet pieces on, so he's got the spiked gauntlets like Batman wears, but some gold inside and that blue color on the outside with some nice long claws on there, and even some of the spike pieces down on his legs as well. Now, unfortunately, I do have a lot of issues with this figure. Like getting it to stand is not the easiest because his legs keep spreading out. He already has a wide stance, but they keep spreading out, so he keeps going like that, and so having issues with that a lot. So Jean-Paul Valley himself has superhuman strength, speed, and agility, as well as being a highly trained assassin, but the armor itself is an armored suit with shuriken launchers, flamethrower, bladed wings. It's bulletproof as well as has an underwater breather in it. So overall looks pretty cool, and he has different forms and looks to it and stuff over the years that I'll show you some figure wise, but overall pretty cool figure design. But we can do the movements, so his head can twist all the way around, a little bit hard to twist all the way around there, and it can look down that far and up just about straight on there. So not much movements, but it's nice that the head fits right down in there. The shoulders can come up to about 90, a little bit stiff shoulders, but it can come up to 90 and has the butterfly joint there, and of course can rotate around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that can bend up that far at least because of the gauntlets, and the wrist can twist around and flex wherever the joint is, so it can flex up and down there. We have that crunch under there, so crunch back and forth and twist around a little, and then we should have at the waist crunch back and forth and twist there as well. The hips can come up to 90, out to the side. Oh, he can do the splits. Little thigh twist up in there, but a double knee joint that bends up to the back. Ooh, very close to kicking his own butt. And the foot flexes back and forth, has the blend-in joints there on the ankle, so it bends back and forth, twists side to side, and has the toe joint on the end. So like I said, the figure has some issues, not with the best movements, and like I said, the legs keep spreading apart, but overall look-wise, I really love this thing. It just reminds so much of a Knightfall since that's what it's from, and just has an awesome look. And Azreal was always one of my favorite Batman characters and stuff, so getting a figure of him here in this version is really cool. Now, Azreal's come in many forms over the years, and we have had some multiverse figures of him already. So we have this version, which is more of like the classic Azreal look to him, so when he looks here in like the all red. But then we do also have the newer version of the Batman armor, so the all black armor and stuff that looks pretty cool there. So in the more modern day comics and stuff, he looks like that. So I just want to show those additional versions of Azreal. Now for accessories, he doesn't come with anything besides the base plate, which I'll pop him on, and hopefully that'll help him stand. And then we have the card, so there's a picture of him there, so you can sort of see what the armor looks like. Of course, they blackened it up with the shading and stuff, but still looks relatively similar. And around on the back, so we have Jean-Paul Valley. Says upon his father's death, college student Jean-Paul Valley learns that he's been genetically altered and trained since birth by a secret society known as the Order of Saint Dumas. When they activate his psychological conditioning, forcing him to become their most elite enforcer, Azreal. While on a mission to Gotham City, Azreal crosses paths with Batman and soon turns on the Order to join the Dark Knight. Later, when Bruce Wayne is paralyzed by Bane, Bruce asks Jean-Paul to become Batman for some time. So there's more backstory there on the Knightfall story. So overall, pretty cool figure. Like I said, the look overall is really nice. I just wish the figure could have been worked out a little bit more and didn't have issues standing with his legs spreading. And next up we have Parallax, which is just Hal Jordan, but in his supervillain identity. He becomes Parallax as he descends into madness following the destruction of Coast City by Mongol, and he goes on to destroy and kill the Green Lantern Corps and assumes the new name of Parallax. And I know in storyline, Parallax has to deal with like fear and stuff, so it's probably like the fear of Hal coming through as this supervillain form. But overall, he looks relatively decent. I like a lot about this figure, except for the face. I think the face looks horrible, just like the face design they did. Absolutely hate it. Don't know why they did that to his face or if something's wrong, but looked kind of weird. It has the black hair sticking up and the little Green Lantern mask on his face as he normally wears, but then has this cool outfit design with pretty much all black, but with some green there in the center, the green armor up on his chest, some green gauntlets with some see-through green hands, which is cool for the effect on this, some hands going down into the green boots that go all the way up there, so look pretty cool. And then of course have the green cape there on the back, so pretty awesome design overall for him. So I love the look, just need to switch out that head probably because that looks horrible, but we can do the movements. So head can twist all the way around, look down and look up, so not the best moves there. Shoulders up to 90 with the butterfly joint and rotate around. We get the bicep twist, double elbow joint, feels a little bit stuck but can bend pretty much all the way up on itself. The wrist can twist around and flex on the ball joint there, that flex back and forth. We get the up wrap crunch, so crunch back and forth, very little crunching, just a little bit of movement, and can twist around a little, but movement more at the waist, so crunch back and forth and twist around there. Hips can come up to 90, out to the side he can do the splits. No thigh twist, but the double knee joint that can bend up that far, not far from kicking the butt, and the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So once again, you're pretty standard McFarlane, no real major issues, just wish the head didn't look as bad as it did, but I did want to show off some comparisons. So first off, we have Power Ring, which we did from the Crime Syndicate, and I just want to show this because the bodies are exactly the same. The only thing difference is of course their face design, and then the chest plate is a little bit different, but the bodies otherwise are exactly the same, have the exact same details and everything carried all the way throughout the body, just obviously different like colors and stuff painted on them. So I wanted to show off the Power Ring there, and of course we have the normal Hal Jordan, so this is what he normally should look like. And I kind of want to take the head off this and pop it on this. It looks like the skin tones won't match because this one has much lighter skin tone, but I love the face more of this Hal Jordan compared to that, so I feel we need another one to put on this figure. Just overall hate the design of this face. But for accessories, of course we get the base plate, we'll pop him on, and then he comes with some Green Lantern based stuff and constructs. So first off, we have a Green Lantern power battery, so this is nice all see-through version, which looks pretty cool. Looks like there's maybe some issues with the plastic, but overall looks cool, just an all see-through version that kind of matches with his hands there. So we could put this into his one hand, he's got the one grip hand, so we'll put this in there. So there he is holding the power battery, and then he also comes with some hand effects for the like construct stuff, like big fisty things, so I have to put this on his other hand. I know we get one for each hand. I don't know how easy it'd be fit on this hand since it's got like the grip open and stuff, but we can definitely put one on this hand. So there's that effect on his fist. I don't know exactly how you're supposed to use it or anything, but it can be like he's flying through space or getting ready to punch someone out, so we get that effect on him there, which I think looks pretty cool, just don't know exactly how it's supposed to function. And then we have his card, so there's a picture of him there from Green Lantern Emerald Knights. Looks pretty cool. I like that face design with the white hair and stuff showing off, so I wish that would have been more like it. But on the back, of course, real name Hal Jordan, and it says as Green Lantern, Hal Jordan served the Guardians of the Universe and saved all of existence from the great peril countless times. But when Hal was unable to save his hometown of Coast City from obliteration, he was shattered. He flew straight to Oa, the Guardians' home planet, and asked for their help to resurrect Coast City. When the Guardians refused, he absorbed the energy of Oa's central power body, along with Parallax, a yellow entity made of living fear that was imprisoned within the battery for millennia. Parallax then drove Hal mad and fueled him to decimate the entire Green Lantern Corps. So there's a little more explanation and the causation of being Parallax with the yellow fear inside of him. So that is pretty cool, a little bit better explanation stuff. But wish, like I said, everything is cool about this figure except for that stupid head because he looks horrible. And our final figure of the day is Dark Flash, which is a part of the Speed Metal storyline. So we did that Speed Metal video, so I talked about him there. But they are actually known as Lightning Knights, which are evil speedsters gathered from all over the Dark Multiverse and follow the Batman who laughs, who then becomes the Darkest Knight. And they are connected to the Speed Force and accelerate to burn out. But in the storyline, we see they're ordered to chase after the Flash family in order to stop them from reaching the Mobius chair. So I talked about that with all of our Flashes running, trying to get to the Mobius chair. They're being chased by these things thing is draining the Speed Force, so they end up stopping to make a diversion so Wally West can get to the chair. But overall, they look just like zombified versions of Flashes, so they have this all dark outfit, so instead of the normal like Flash outfit of the red, they have this black and gold, which looks cool, and then they're zombified, so we have the zombie face in there, so it looks zombified, so much like we got with the Blackest Night version, all the zombies and stuff. So that was cool with the mouth wide open, and there are 3 different faces. When I'll show you the card, you'll see the different ones, and I think overall this is probably the best one because I think the open mouth looks better for the zombies. And then you can see his zombified skin, so the all gray and decaying skin there looks pretty gross. And then, like I said, just the all black outfit with the gold painted on it to look like Flash, has the Flash logo and stuff on there, and the earpieces with the lightning bolt. So overall looks cool, just like a dead version of Flash. But let's do the movements. So the head can twist all the way around. It can look down that far and up that far, so not bad movements. Shoulders up 90, nice and smooth and stuff here. Have the butterfly joint and rotate around. Got bicep twist, the double elbow that bends all the way up there, and then of course the wrist can twist around, and it's got the blended joints, so you just gotta find the split there so it can flex back and forth. We have the upright crunch, so crunch back and forth, nice smooth movement. So again, so crunch back and forth there and twist all the way around. And then we have the waist that can crunch back and forth and twist there as well. Hips can come up that far, so under 90 and out to the side. No thigh twist, but the double knee joint that bends up that far to the back, which isn't bad. And then we get the foot that flexes back and forth, twist side to side, and has the toe joint on the end. So this figure has some nice smooth easy movements, and I do have some issues standing him though because of the weakness of the ankles, but overall it is nice to have a figure that's not all stiff like a lot of the figures were. So nice smooth easy movements are pretty nice to deal with for once. But for accessories, we of course get the base plate, and then we also get some lightning effects. So we have this yellowish orange lightning effects that we can probably put on like his legs or something, not exactly sure, but let me try and get these on. So there I got the lightning bolts put on his legs again. Don't know if they're supposed to go on his legs or his arms, but I got him there on his legs, and there he is, like he's sort of chasing after our speedsters. And of course, as I mentioned, he belongs in like a follower of the Darkest Night, so we have that Darkest Night Build-A-Figure from that wave here, so he can be in the back here sort of commanding the dark flashes. So looks pretty cool there. Of course, I should have grabbed the other flashes and stuff for him to chase after, but still pretty cool figure overall to go with that set. So of course need multiple of them, but we've only been able to find one. But we do have his cards. So like I said, there's a picture of him, so we have the one in the center, but there are the 2 other versions as well, so we need like a whole army like they have there. And again, it's from Speed Metal, and on the back says, when speedsters are so fast, how could death possibly catch them? A dark amalgamation seemingly of the Speed Force own design. With little known about it, it comes clad in black speedster suits with a rotting undead face. It collects the dead of those gifted with speed to return them to Speed Force at the end of their lives. That still doesn't stop the speedsters from trying to outrun their own personal Reaper. So not much storyline wise, but just some nice like poetic sort of stuff there related to it, but still a nice figure overall. I think it looks really cool, especially like this, like you can have it chasing, like I said, after the Speed Metal figures, but looks pretty nice for like a dead version of Flash. Well, that's going to be it for our DC Multiverse Gold Label Walmart exclusive figures, where we had Shazam, Azreal and Batman armor, Parallax version of Hal Jordan, and the Dark Flashes. So all of these figures look pretty cool. You know, they're nice sort of like spin-off figures for the collection. All probably not necessary, and I'm sure they'll make more, like especially Shazam and everything, but they all have nice cool looks and, like I said, nice sort of things. So Shazam is obviously a must-have for your collection, and I think this look looks pretty good, but I'm pretty sure they'll make many more of those. Azreal and the Knightfall armor is definitely really cool, and I would say must have for Azreal's. Parallax Hal Jordan isn't really necessary, but I think he looks pretty awesome except for that face, and the Dark Flashes go perfect if you got the Speed Metal, but otherwise you can just skip them. But all pretty cool figures, but I would probably say not necessary to get. But let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. But thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.